Welcome to all the Bible studiers out there. This is the 1611 King James Bible Prophecy Church, and I'm the reader for everybody. We are now in the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, and we're moving on here about this Cyrus, and I can't say enough good about this because Cyrus is the first one to write the decree to rebuild the temple. So, and Christ, of course, walked in there and read the book of Isaiah. So the temple was going to get built. Well, this was the first king to set up the decree and sign it. That gave them what they needed to get started. All right, so the thing about this was that Jerusalem wasn't even destroyed yet during this time, during Isaiah's time. So that's why people say, well, this just couldn't be. This had to be written in later. And then we would go back to the Dead Sea Scrolls, and here we have the complete book of Isaiah 1,000 years earlier than any fragment we had. And it verified that this was all written ahead of time. See, there's no reason to doubt the Bible. There's just no reason. 1,000 years earlier than any manuscript we had, here we are talking about Cyrus rebuilding the temple, rebuilding Jerusalem, and Jerusalem ain't even destroyed yet. Matter of fact, Cyrus isn't even a king yet. Okay, so this is what I'm saying about this book. It proves itself if someone will apply themselves. And of course, I'm talking about the 1611 translation. And I tell you that you just can't emphasize that enough. When you come to these theologians today, all they do is mock the Bible. They just do. And they try to lead you away from the real written word. Now, if you go to these 48 men that did this translation for everybody, read their notes here at the beginning. They're more than notes. It says to the gentle reader, and it goes through the whole history of translating the doctrine. It has everything in there. It talks about all the other Bible versions. It's really a treasure, and you don't find it just anywhere. In order for me to find this, I wasn't hunting for it because I didn't know it existed, was to get this replica of the first printing. And that's what I said. The Essenes were transcribing, and that was by hand because there was no printing press. This is the beginning of the printing press here. Okay, so that's why we have such a tolerance when it comes to words and spellings. For instance, Tom is Thomas. And you go to the New Testament and you see Ezra, or you see Esdras. It's the same name. You see, when they're writing the notes about all the lines there in the New Testament, they call him Isaias, you see. So, and it's spelled with an E. So, A and E. You were encouraged to write words before the printing press the way they sounded to you. You could write Tom, you could put 2 M's on the end of it. That was all legal. Bear could be B-A-R, bear. So this is what we're pulling out of here, having a standard way of spelling. So, like I said, but the treasure of all that, one of the treasures, was to have these notes from the 48 men that did the translating and put this together for us. There's a total different attitude about the treasure of the Word of God and how they absolutely didn't want to have one little jot or tittle out of place. There is a reverence to the written Word that never came again, that I've ever seen in any of the notes, from any of the translatings. No one from the Oxford Press. They all belittle the Bible. They just do. But it's here. It's survived for us. And people can't say, well, they got rid of the King James. No, they didn't. It's right here in front of me. And it'll be right there in front of you, too, out there. I'm sure you have one. And if you don't, all you got to do is send us a note. We'll send you one. The real Bible. So that being said, that's about this Cyrus and how fascinating it is to have this future look at the future of the temple. Okay, so chapter 45 in the book of Isaiah, verse 1. Thus saith the Lord to his anointed, capital A, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden to subdue nations before him, and I will loose the loins of kings to open before him the two leaved gates, and the gates shall not be shut. I will go before thee, and make the crooked places straight. I will break in pieces the gates of brass, and cut in sunder the bars of iron. Okay, now see how it's leaving this king behind and going to what God's going to do. 3, it says, and I will give thee the treasures of darkness, and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I, the Lord, which call thee by thy name, am the God of Israel. See, we went from using this king to what God's going to do. And he's going to do all this for me and you, too, folks. In 4, it says, for Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. All right, so there is the gospel getting out there. People had to get to know Jesus Christ. Sometimes there was people that were more stubborn than others, like me. And you got to get smacked upside the head, and you'll get to know him. You'll be grafted right in there like you're supposed to be, like you're written in before the world began. So here they are. They're getting to know the Lord. The gospel is spreading in 4. 5, and you'll recognize this in a new paragraph. I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no God besides me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me. That they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none besides me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. Okay? So, as I said, this gospel is going to go around the firmament of the earth, and there's going to be people that are helping that along. That is our duty. We are planting the seed, and when the seed starts to take root, the nourishment will have to come in, and that nourishment is not just prayer, not just fasting, not just yoking together with other believers, but studying the doctrine. This beautiful miracle that we've been given. It survived all the attacks of Satan, and it will survive forever. That's a guarantee from God. Okay, what else does the Lord do? I form the light, and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Yeah, he does whatever he wants. You say, well, create light. Listen, let there be light. That's Genesis. Create darkness. So there's all that. Why do you think he dropped darkness down on Egypt, where the priests of On were hiding in the corner? The Wisdom of Solomon says, over this darkness, I make peace. Yep, and we're going to have that world of peace. And create evil. Yeah, he's going to plague the ungodly potentates, the leaders of the world. The people doing all Lucifer's bidding are going to get evil cast on their head. So, I, the Lord, do all these things. Yeah, whatever he wants. And he also makes the heavens drop down. He makes the heavens drop down, folks. In 8, drop down, ye heavens, from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation, and let righteousness spring up together. I, the Lord, have created it. So there is that third heaven. That's the throne of Jesus Christ. And that throne is on the right hand of the Father. That is the North Star. That is the morning star. There is all the firmament of the angelic host, the stars of heaven, going from east to west in a circle. That's the circle of the earth. All that is coming down to the firmament of earth here, folks. And the Lord's going to do it. Okay, but how about the ones that don't know the Lord, the ones that do not want this to happen, the ones that hate the book of Revelation? Oh, I want to read the Bible, but leave that book of Revelation out. What do you think John was feeling when he wrote that? Shut up, that's the whole Bible right there. Christ himself is quoted. All ends of the 77 books are in that book of Revelations. You can't just chop it out of there. I'm talking to a pagan out there. Anyway, what about the pagan that I'm talking about? 9, woe unto him that striveth with his maker. Let the potsherds strive with the potsherds of the earth. Shall the clay say to him that fashioned it, what makest thou? ? Or thy work? He hath no hands? ? So they're talking about Jeremiah and Romans here in the notes, but it's really, this little similitude is used over and over. It just is. And here it is again. 10, it says, woe unto him that saith unto his father, what begottest thou? Or to the woman, what hast thou brought forth? Okay? So there's like a curse on your parents. I didn't ask to be born. See? So you mock your parents. And that's one of the worst sins that you can do, is to not respect your parents. Even the Wisdom of Sirach says that even if your parent was bad, that's no glory to you. Shut up about it. Now that's a paraphrase, but it's right there in the Wisdom of Sirach. 11, it says, thus saith the Lord, the Holy One of Israel. That's Christ, folks, and his Maker. Ask me of things to come concerning my sons, and concerning the work of my hands, command ye me. I have made the earth and created man upon it. I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens, and all their host have I commanded. So there's once again where there's a slight little mocking of the pagans here that want to question, why did God do this and why did he do that? Listen, you wouldn't have a breath out there, pagan. If it wasn't for him, you would be non-existent. 13, I have raised him up in righteousness, and I will direct all his ways. He shall build my city, and he shall let go my captives, not for price nor reward, saith the Lord of hosts. Now we're talking about the Son, and we're talking about all the things that he will do. And he is the cornerstone to the New Jerusalem, okay, in the similitude language. And here, once again, we're letting go the captives. So as you say, this is repeating in all these different chapters. There's the same thing. And I was talking about the Sabians, or Sabians. And they are in a religion there in the Middle East that mates with the fallen angels. They got the whole gamut. I mean, from human sacrifice to observing the heavenlies, the high places, the low places, the caves, all that, the Sabians. 14. Thus saith the Lord, the labor of Egypt and merchandise of Ethiopia and of the Sabians, men of stature, shall come over unto thee, and they shall be thine. They shall come after thee, in chains they shall come over, and they shall fall down unto thee. They shall make supplication unto thee, saying, Surely God is in thee, and there is none else. There is no God. Okay, so we have here these three pagan empires. 1, 2, 3. But yet there's a remnant that comes out of them. All right, so and so they're not going to be, you see here, these huge, big people. That is a big indication that they're mating with the fallen angels. Now, we have the archaeology of that. They have it on display in the museums, etc. So, but again, prophecy says, like Ethiopia, they're going to serve the Antichrist, but yet there's a remnant. These Sabians are some of the worst, and that's hard to imagine because Egypt was really a big center, is a big center for the occult. So here is that one. And these peoples, this remnant is going to say, God is in thee, and he is. He came there, he showed Israel himself first, and from there, the duty was to take the doctrine around the world. And some of these will admit that there is no other God. Okay, I think I hashed that up enough. 15. Verily, thou art a God that hidest thyself, O God of Israel, the Savior. Capital S. All right, but now the Lord's going to be revealed. He was revealed there early on to Adam and Eve, and to Moses, and to Abraham, and to Jacob, and on it went. He's revealed himself to those that seek him. And now, here in our time, in the last days, we're really going to get the bottom line. We're going to see the New Jerusalem ahead of time in the sky. What a blessing. We're going to see Jesus Christ come to earth. We may be coming back with him. It doesn't matter. We're still going to see it. When he does come back, when this Savior in 15 comes back, what will the pagans say then? Well, they shall be ashamed and also confounded, all of them. They shall go to confusion together that are makers of idols. Okay? And like I said, if you think that these robots are going to have a soul, if you think that God put a spirit in those things, you're worshiping those things. How is it you look back at the old pagans, say, and there he was, he believed in his stone idol. And that idol could do all kinds of things. All right? Well, now you go to your robots. Oh, this robot, he's going out into space. He's sending pictures back of Mars. Wow, well, that old-fashioned Bible never said anything like this. Folks, you're being lied to. They're telling you that they put an advertisement on here, and here's this dude with, oh, I have high blood pressure, and they show this fake robot. Yes, but I have no high blood pressure. See, they're saying the works of their hands are better than human beings that God created, and that's a lie. That's a lie. When you worship the Darwinian theory that says that man's going to evolve, he's going to marry machines and become a god, that is idolatry on steroids, folks. It just is. Makers of idols. 17, but Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. There's our reward in 17, folks. 18, for thus saith the Lord that created the heavens, God himself that formed the earth and made it. He hath established it. He created it not in vain. He formed it to be inhabited. I am the Lord, and there is none else. All right, well, you go to the big scientists, and they tell you, oh, the Earth's going to be blown up. An asteroid's going to hit it. We have to go colonize all of outer space. Folks, they're lying. NASA is a bunch of liars. That is a fact. If you look at the so-called films of the moon landing, a light bulb should go off. The fact is, there's so many flaws in that. And if you look at 2001: A Space Odyssey, the same studio was used to film both 2001: A Space Odyssey and to film this fake moonshot. All right, now, if you think I'm wrong, don't stop studying. Don't stop studying. Just look at what I'm saying. There's so many flaws in it. Why is the flag waving back there? Why is the flag waving back there? There's no atmosphere, they said. It looks so fake. And the fact is, I'm not going to spend any more time on it. The same studio was used, Stanley Kubrick, and he was a die-hard Satanist. There's no doubt about that. He's unapologetic in his Satanism. All right, so there's just that. I mean, I can go on with why do I say that? Because any of these subjects that I bring up, and I don't want to get bogged down with them, I feel most of you already know it. With the whip of your telephone, I can start giving you the information where you can research it for yourself. I'm not beating my gums here. there's lots of whistleblowers that came out and blew the whistle on Stanley Kubrick and also blew them on NASA over that moonshot. All right? So if they'll lie about that, for argument's sake, if they'll lie about that, what else will they lie about? All right, I'll move on. But again, it's an open invitation for anyone that wants to see, why does he say these things? Is he just palabbering? Is he just shooting off the hip here? Or is there something I need to know? And it ain't just me. These other studiers out here, if you know any of them, ask them about it. Anyway, if there's no atmosphere, why in the world would the flag be up there waving? All right? There are schoolboy mistakes in all that. And they are liars. Yep, the old Nazis come right over here. Okay, so he created the heavens and the earth, and it's going to be inhabited. The devil says, nope, we need the new humans. With the works of our hands, we're going to marry machine. We're going to be half idol. We're going to be half robot. We are going to evolve into gods. The old flesh is gone. Old people are gone. Listen, Klaus Schwab and all his minions and his fellow scientists, they say that we're the last generations of flesh. That from here on out, it's going to be half man, half robot at best. All right. 19. I have not spoken in secret in a dark place of the earth. I said not unto the seed of Jacob, seek ye me in vain. I, the Lord, seek righteousness. I declare things that are right. Okay, that's plain English, and that's what we're doing in his doctrine here. Okay, in 20, you know you've heard this. If you've been going through these podcasts, you've heard about this drawing near together. Okay, so here it is again in 20 with a new paragraph. Assemble yourselves and come. Draw nigh together, ye that are escaped of the nations. They have no knowledge that set up the wood of their graven image, and pray unto a God that cannot save. That's correct, and that includes all the plethora of these pagan gods from Babylon, from Ethiopia, from Egypt, the Sabians, all of them, any fallen angels, and including the works of our hands, these fake robots, okay, and say that thing, oh, he's self-realized. See, you'll see that over and over. In other words, this creation got a spirit in it all of a sudden. Yeah, that is blasphemy. Just as the great robot, the great computer, it self-realized. Now it's took over the world. The beast, they called it, even mocking us back in the old days. And then IBM, their computer told the Nazis who to kill first. That's a fact, folks. They got pictures of it. Then this internet computer, the first price of it was $666. What's that mean? Well, you know what it means out there, you studier. We're told to look out for that number. Anyway, 21. Tell ye and bring them near. Yea, let them take counsel together. Who hath declared this from ancient time? Question mark. Who hath told it from that time? Question mark. Have not I, the Lord? Question mark. And there is no God else beside me. A just God and a Savior. There is none beside me. So you take that's what I said. Prophecy isn't just in the third of the Bible that's titled with the prophets. The whole Bible is full of prophecy. If you're not going to study prophecy, you're not going to study the Bible. It's just that simple. 22. Look unto me, and be ye saved, all the ends of the earth. For I am God, and there is none else. Period. 23. I have sworn by myself, the word is gone out of my mouth in righteousness, and shall not return that unto me. Every knee shall bow, every tongue shall swear. That's right. Even if you're down in Sheol, even if you're ready to drop into hell, your knee's going to bow someday, whoever you are out there. 24, it says, surely shall one say, in the Lord have I righteousness and strength. Even to him shall men come, and all that are incensed against him shall be ashamed. Yeah, there's the people that are, I'm offended at Christ. Oh my. You better grow up, whoever you are out there. 25. In the Lord shall all the seed of Israel be justified and shall glory. All right, so now we're going to go on in the book of Isaiah. We're going on into 46, and all these topics are going to come up. They're going to come up. There's going to be everything from idolatry to the names of their gods. What are they going to do in the end times? What is the good? What is the bad? What is the past? What is the future? The new Jerusalem. H-E-double-L. Jesus Christ over and over and over. First coming, second coming, and the setting up of paradise here on earth forever. We're going to be hitting that. These next 20 chapters are just going to get more exciting and more prophetic as we go along. So I will see you there in chapter 46. For now, I'll catch you on the rebound. Thank you, folks.